What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So we do have update statues for sale and whatnot for you guys. I think I'm getting to the point where I'm really starting to get this room how I, think it's starting to look perfect. So, one thing we've done is we've moved the Venom and Spidey display right here, like so. And I really like this. It's a little cluttered. I may consider extending this out to a 60-inch wide garage shelf. It allowed this obviously a lot more spacious. I could fit all the additional props, and it would make this display better. Because eventually this will be Steppenwolf, get his arm, and then that would be done. I think a 60-inch would definitely make this overall display less cluttered. However, it will clutter the walkway by losing 12 inches. So, that just begs the question, what's more important? Two cluttered displays or a cluttered walkway? In addition, it would, prevent me from viewing, like those statues right there from this angle. And when I walk by what will be Captain America and Doctor Strange bust and Venom below, that will be more difficult to view. I'll determine this once I get Steppenwolf. I want to see how tight it is. If it's not too tight up top, I can deal with this, because I can still see each character really good, and I like overall how that looks. Because I watched the Spider-Man cartoon on Disney Plus, and Spider-Man fought every one of these guys in the cartoon, and I think this just looks awesome. Then we moved the, Avenger Trinity villains right there. Then Spidey, Black Widow, and Groot, who all fought against Thanos in Infinity War Endgame. Even if it's the wrong Groot, whatever. Same difference. Overall, I like that. Now, above, for right now, I'm going to try this. I will try as well the J&D Harley, J&D Mara display. Although I've determined that, in reality, J&D just doesn't mesh super good with Prime 1/3 because it's such a massive, 30% size difference, and it just doesn't scale well. And with this entire display being polystone, silicone, and so forth, I feel like that Harley fits this display better. And having Joker next to Mara works good because at the end of Snyder Cut, they were in that party together hunting down Superman. So I feel like that works good for a total Justice League display. Now, I will definitely try J&D Harley, J&D Mara, and having that bust there. Although ultimately, this transitions to bust 1/3, bust 1/3, bust 1/3, and so forth. Unfortunately, we don't have a Prime 1 Mara, so I could obviously do J&D Mara there and J&D Harley there, although it's just much more apparent that the scale is super, off. Having, these giant 1/3s so close to them. So trying to separate that a little bit does help. As far as Joaquin Phoenix Joker, I absolutely love that statue. However, it unfortunately just does not have a display space in the collection, so we are going to be letting this go. 900 shipped. As far as I can tell, that's the best price I've seen on the internet for this guy. He retails at $1,100 plus shipping and tax. Discount on Sideshow Seconds is $981 plus shipping and tax, so you will not find him cheaper than $1,000. So here's your opportunity to get this amazing statue for 900 shipped. 0 issues. Now, over here, the plan as of right now is to do J&D Harley. I could always switch it with Prime 1 Harley. And I boosted her up quite a bit, and it works out good because of the way the shelf is. You can't tell she's boosted up so high, but it helps a little bit with that scaling difference. She's still a little small compared to Deadshot. But by doing all 3 of my J&D girls right here, I think it will work good. Doing Mara, which will also be boosted up. I still need to change that out to a garage shelf, which I'll do this weekend. Just no time today, and I'm exhausted. Once I do that, I can fit his rear part of his freaking trident on. Now, this is where I'm a little, not 100% sure what I'm doing here. So I currently have Hulkbuster, and I think it looks amazing. I also don't think it clashes with this, because when I'm looking at this, I don't see this. It's not in my visuals. I'm not standing, at an angle like this trying to look at them. When I want to look at this, I'm in this angle. When I want to look at this, I'm at this angle. So I don't think they clash. One thing I can do, because as you see, there's obviously no space for the Mark 7 bust, so I only have 2 options. Well, 3. 1, cancel. 2, sell that and put it right there, but it doesn't quite go as well next to her. It'd go great next to that Loki, but that would mean I'd have to put like Hulk bust down low, and then do Thor over here. So it could be like Loki, Mark 7, Thanos, Captain, Thor, Doctor Strange, and then do Hulk right there. That's the only way I think it would mesh it, because the Hulk would go good here. Although ultimately those two pair so good, and he fits the overall general theme of everything. Everything being more or less like the end game. I mean, a few statues are not end game. Obviously, Loki, we're doing the Avengers 1. Captain Marvel's from her Captain Marvel movie, but it's close enough. Obviously, Venom's not even from the MCU, but it's close enough to the Venom movie. I will deal with it. Anyways, so that's option 2, is replace that with the Mark 7. Option 3, once I change that out to a garage shelf, I can easily move that Mark 7 1/4 over there, probably like in the back deep corner, and maybe even do a prop right in front of it. Move this to the left, because as you can see, I got about 4 inches, and do the Mark 7 bust right here. Kind of like my original plan above, doing these two with the Mark 7 bust, just doing it down low. And this will be the start of like the MCU. An Iron Man display into some of the movies that originally came out. If you think about it, you had the X-Men movies before the MCU saga. Deadpool, I mean, he came out afterwards, but technically he was in the Wolverine movie. Spider-Man, obviously we have the Tobey Maguire ones, and Venom was in the 3rd Spider-Man movie. So it just transitions then into the Avengers, the final movie, Civil War, and the total bust display. I feel like it works. And then once I do get the garage shelf, we'll move Bane right here, which will have his life-size mask prop directly underneath him, just like the Joker. And I think that looks good. We'll have that next to him. I think that will mesh well, and this will be Bell Bust. Bell Bust will fit and look good. And I think overall the display will look great. Now, if I decide to cancel the Mark 7 bust, I'd probably sell everything here and do Shazam and Black Adam. Now, this is definitely more impressive than Shazam and Black Adam, no doubt. Hulkbuster alone is more impressive than both those statues. And then when you add in the Mark 7 bust in 1/4, it's definitely a superior option. The main reason I'd sell is simply due to money. But ideally, I would like to keep Hulkbuster just because it is such an incredible piece of art. But at the end of the day, I still do have a Hulkbuster over there. I have a Mark 7 1/6 scale statue, and I have a Mark 50 bust. But I cannot deny just how incredible that statue really does look. So that is kind of the gist of the Marvel DC room. Now, Thanos bust is in Salt Lake City. However, they said it won't be delivered. They said the scheduler will reach out to me on Monday or Tuesday and schedule a time. So it might end up being like Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday next week until I can get it. I tried calling to see if I could get it earlier, but they said no. So it is in my city. It's just a matter of getting it scheduled to be delivered. But it'll be glorious. Once we get that in, we'll do a comparison versus this Thanos, and then that will be shipped out probably next day after do pickup. And I'll box that up eventually. As soon as it's paid off, we could just enjoy it helmetless for now. Because for the most part, I've had that helmeted my entire time. So we'll enjoy it helmetless for now. But yeah, we'll get rid of this Thanos. This Thanos is still absolutely amazing. But the new one is going to be a very special bust in my collection. So I did end up selling Voldemort. Not because I don't like it. I think it's like a 10 out of 10 1/4 scale statue. It's absolutely incredible, but I'm trying to get rid of one-offs and fun Thanos bust. And since the DC 1/3 were not selling, even at incredibly low prices, we're going to sell other statues instead and just keep the DC 1/3. We sold Vader bust, now we're going to sell Vader 1/4. I'm trying to get away from one-off statues and stick purely to lines. I feel like lines is just better. Like I have a Jurassic Park line here. Everything flows, works good, it has their part. And then I got one random Darth Vader. I don't have 2 garage shelves filled with Star Wars statues. I would love to. Don't get me wrong, I would love that. But I am limited on space and money. So we don't have a Star Wars display. So we are selling this Iron Studios Vader. Now someone wanted me to test out this belt. They said it has a light up feature, and I'm going to be god-awful honest. I have no idea where it is. And I think even this piece comes off, or there's a button we can press. Seriously, let me try this. All right, so these two lights and the green came on. The battery's definitely weak, but you can see that the belt is lighting up. There's a little button right here that you have to press. Now, this lights up. I know it's a battery operated, boom. So light up saber and light up right here. And I believe this chest piece might also light up. Let me think. Now this is supposed to light up. I flipped the switch, it didn't turn on. I'm assuming the batteries are dead. I don't think the batteries, or the light up is, I've literally turned it on once, so I'm sure the batteries are just dead because I, haven't used it since I bought it. But, this may or may not work. But we're selling this for $12.50 shipped in the US. And I would do like $1,400 to UK. Plethora of switch outs, doing force and all this other stuff. I've kept it the same post since day one because I just like that. Bumblebee is for sale, 1,000 shipped. That is the regular mint condition, no issues. So Doom, we're going to lower the price, 2,800 shipped. It's as low as I can go on this guy. That's already losing me 500 plus bucks. Because he has 3K and it's going to cost 400 to ship. So 2,800 shipped. Doom Ultimate, 0 issues. So, yeah. Let me think what else. Yeah, I'm trying to get away from one-off statues. Now, Warcraft isn't necessarily one-off. It's a line of its own. And I've even thought of potentially moving it. Jupiter. Yeah. I do want to get away from one-offs. As long as a piece has at least one companion, I consider it like a mini line. Like that is a mini line of its own. G.I. Joe, that's a line. Got the Lord of the Rings, which I do need to sell Gollum, Gandalf, and Morgulord. Those are all for sale. Throw me an offer. I have considered, I got Godzilla vs. Kong coming, but I might not do Monsterverse down low. For a few reasons. One, the Kong bust is so freaking expensive. Like, I know I've spent 4K on mini silicones, but I just don't see the value in that bust. Maybe I'll wait for in-hands before I cancel, but it really grinds my gears how expensive that is. I might consider two things. One, we sell Kong vs. Skullcrawler just by Kong bust. Forgo Mecha, because he's also 2K plus ship. Throw the bust down there with the Dio there, and King Ghidorah there. And right there we do Balrog with Balrog busts. Spread that out and do the 2 orcs next to that. That way Lord of the Rings is sort of like that, and then Monsterverse is these 3. With the bust directly beneath the Dio. That can work. Technically I could keep this Game of Thrones. We can move Jon Snow there, or even there, do Night King and Khaleesi bust, and just make that Game of Thrones. Sell those two, get Godzilla vs. Kong. I might even be able to keep the Godzilla bust. I was thinking if I do Godzilla bust, Godzilla vs. Kong, King Ghidorah, I think I could fit that and only have to sell Kong vs. Skullcrawler. Just because I know the Godzilla bust doesn't, sell well. And I do think it's an amazing bust. I really like it. I'm not going to sell that at a 50% loss. I love that thing. That thing's so cool. I am considering, the thing is I really do want Khaleesi up top. So in a more perfect world, it would be Khaleesi bust and Khaleesi 1/4 with Jon Snow and Night King. That would be like my best Game of Thrones display. 1 garage shelf. I also technically could do all my Warcraft down low and it frees up that shelf over there. Although they don't necessarily need this 24-inch deep, where Game of Thrones really kind of does. I need to get Godzilla vs. Kong in hands and see how it looks down low and up top. Because if it can fit fine down low and it looks good, I'd probably just do it there. To prioritize something else. We'll see. I've even considered what if I moved, Rotunda T-Rex bottom garage shelf and did something else on these 2 shelves. I could technically do Khaleesi bust and Khaleesi. I couldn't fit Jon Snow, Khaleesi bust, and Khaleesi, but I could do just 2. I could also technically do Berserker Predator here. Still debating on Alita. You know, I mean, I feel like the best spot for her is right by Bruce Lee. You know, because she's sort of like a bust statue, sort of like one-off, also martial artist and anime, somewhat similar to Bruce Lee. So I feel like she should stay with Bruce Lee. So there's definitely a lot of things to consider. I feel like for the most part, the majority of my collection is getting to that perfect point. You know, there's definitely a few statues I would consider exchanging out in this room. You know, Fugitive Predator for a Jungle Hunter Predator bust, a Superior Wolf Predator bust. You know, I'm very happy with the Alien bust I got. And for the most part, I love all these statues. Like, the Alien statues are absolute top-notch. The Predators are amazing. This display, all the horror is perfect. We'll just get my custom Chucky, call it a day. And here what I'd like to do is 2 48-inch wide garage shelves, one with Prime 1 Red Sonja, Prime 1 Vampirella, Underworld, and Blade. You know, Blade and Celine from PCS. Compare those two right here, Sonja and Vampirella there, T1000, T800 over there. And if I keep Rotunda here, obviously the Giganotosaurus there. If we move Rotunda, I might cancel Giganotosaurus and do Berserker Predator there and something else right there. And I technically could still keep the Giganotosaurus there, although I kind of feel like it just meshes better, you know, if it's Jurassic above and below. So yeah, lots of things, you know, trying to perfect the cave, get it to that perfect point where I have optimal viewing angles, displays are flowing and looking good. You know, like when the wife came in the room yesterday and she saw Joker bust, she's just like, oh my gosh. You know, because you can see it so much better when it's up high like this. So not only does this allow, you know, you can put something massive underneath like Hulkbuster or Black Adam, but you can see this better and you can see this 1/3 better. Now, Bane is perfectly fine right there, but the way I envision this is all the villains on one side and the good guys on this side with the busts, you know, and everything. So, you know, and I'm very happy with the Justice League. We just need to obviously finish, you know, get Aquaman's arm, Steppenwolf, sell this Joker. Yeah, this room's definitely coming along. I hope Steppenwolf can fit fine right there. I think he will. I think it will work, because ideally I don't want to change this out to a 60-inch garage shelf. I just know it's going to make this, you know, you're going to lose like that much space. Too much space to lose. So when I'm walking by, I want to be able to see Cap and, you know, everything perfectly. Anyways, folks, that's kind of it. So yeah, we got Thanos bust arriving definitely next week. Most likely we'll be getting in Kid Link and Steppenwolf. Both are about that 1 month in transit. So hopefully we can get at least 3 statues next week. After that, let me think what else is arriving. Doctor Strange bust. I haven't received tracking or anything, but it, you know, the container was emptied like 4 days ago. And usually it takes Queen about 2 weeks to ship it, you know, so he still might be 3 weeks out. Nevertheless, Doctor Strange is very, very soon. So very excited to get that. And Galvatron's en route, but he's still three weeks out easily. Godzilla vs. Kong is paid, not shipped, but, you know, it should ship in the next few weeks, and then I'll have it in a month. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in any of the statues I've mentioned, just message me, and we can get these sold and off to a new home. And I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.